still the better player will come out on top. And given that this game is a team-based fighting game, these type of games actually have a tendency where if you are a weaker player and you're playing against someone who's strong, you don't get to play. Today, for the first time on this channel, we're gonna be talking about Project L. I'm gonna share with you guys my hopes for this game, my expectations and my concerns regarding it. Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here, and Project L is a fighting game that is based on the League of Legends IP, and it is being currently developed by Riot Games. We still have no idea on the release window on this game, but we just know that it's coming and we have seen a couple of previews for it. Obviously, we still don't know that much about this game. We know the basic gist of it. It's gonna be a team-based fighting game, kind of similar to a Marvel or a Dragon Ball Fighters style game. It's gonna be using simple inputs, and the game will feature rollback netcode, and it is a free-to-play title. This game is very highly anticipated. A big part of it is the company that is developing the game, Riot Games, because obviously they have the potential to put a very big budget into their games and really support the competitive scene. And obviously the game is based on League of Legends. League of Legends is one of the biggest esports in the gaming community, and it generates just a very big game. The active player base for League is gigantic, so a lot of people are thinking that maybe we will get some of that, or at least the game will be really supported, say the same way that Valorant was. So let's talk first about this game and what it is presenting. This is a tag-based fighting game, and I think there is certainly a place in the market for a tag-based fighting game right now. Obviously the Marvel vs. Capcom series is on a hiatus, who knows if and when it will come back, and Dragon Ball Fighters have discontinued support. Yes, it just got the big rollback netcode patch, but there will be no more content for it, and who knows when we will see a sequel. So right now the space is empty for a new game to step in and kinda be the tag based fighting game. Now what we saw so far from this game have actually looked really promising. They showed us some gameplay. It looks like there will be a lot of depth to it, and I will talk about myself personally. I was never that gigantic on tag based fighting games. I've always played them for fun. They were never my main games, but I've always enjoyed them, and they allow for a ton of depth. The game is going for simple inputs, but they will allow a character to do a lot with the tools that they have. And I think just given the fact that this game is a tag based game, it will inherently give it more depth, because you will have to learn more characters, synergy between the different characters. So I don't think the simple inputs is gonna be that big of a deal. Now obviously with a tag based fighting game, you expect the roster to be somewhat big, and I think they need to put in a number that will allow you to kind of have a lot of synergy available. I have no idea how big the roster of League of Legends is right now, but I assume it have to be like above 50, maybe 100 character. Honestly, I honestly don't know. I've seen some of the footage of League of Legends. I never really enjoyed the games that much, but the characters do seem interesting, I must say. A lot of the designs are interesting, even the characters that we see in the footage. Some of them do interest me, and I'm really excited to learn more about them. This is something that is gonna be pretty important, right? They have to get the roster right, and they have to get the roster size right. They just announced that they are done with the mechanics and are gonna focus on the characters, so I am looking forward to more and more reveals. Obviously we can't talk that much about the roster and its size, potential DLC and all of that without really talking about the game's monetization structure first. Obviously this game is going to be free to play, like I said in the intro, and free to play is still somewhat of a spicy topic in the fighting game community. We recently had a game to come out, I guess technically, which is Multiverses. It's an open beta, but come on. And Multiverses did gigantic numbers, and it's a game that is promising a lot of what Project L is promising as well, right? Crossplay, rollback netcode, being easy to pick up and play, and look at that, Multiverses did huge. So I think one of the things that Project L need to do is what Multiverses did, and that is allow you to test characters. Multiverses allow you to use all the characters in training mode, and they allow you to use all the characters in the local play, and I feel like this is a must. Now, will Project L be a game that will have all the characters unlocked from the get-go, but only the cosmetics will be monetized? Or will they go down the route where the characters will be on free rotation, but you can unlock whoever you want, and you get to try them out first? I don't know, but for the sake of the competitive integrity, especially when it comes to a fighting game, I think we need to have quick access to the characters, at least for training purposes. I hope it's nothing too costly for the average players, because like I said, the roster is probably gonna be bigger because it's a team-based game. Now, I think this is as far as I can talk about the game as a product, but let's now talk about what is really important, what a lot of people are expecting from Project L, and that is to put the competitive, and I want to highlight competitive, fighting game tournament esports on the map, because fighting games can sell well. We have games like Mortal Kombat, we have games like Super Smash. These games do huge numbers. There is a ton of casual appeal in fighting games as it is right now, but they don't stick. If you take a look at the Steam charts, if you take a look at the number of concurrent active players for fighting games, they're never that big, and especially if you compare them to other genres like MOBAs, battle royales, or first-person shooters, and especially when you take a look at the esports, how big the tournaments pay out and all of that, even the Twitch numbers, they are crazy. And the expectation here is of Riot Games to do with Project L what they did with Valorant and what they did with League of Legends, right? They expect the game to be supported all the time, continuous support, and that obviously will keep players in the game. The expectation here is that a ton of players, millions, will try out Project L, maybe get a thousand, if we can get like a million concurrent player in a fighting game, that would be insane. Like by fighting game standards, that would be insane. And obviously they are capable of hosting big tournaments and making it like a lot bigger than what it currently is, huge payouts and all of that. Now, can the game do that? I think it absolutely can, depending on how much Riot is willing to invest and how much they are able to keep it up. Now, I think fighting games in general have a problem because it's a genre that requires the most dedication and accountability from the players, at least from my experience. When I play a game, like let's say a team game, let's say I'm playing Overwatch, right? I can always blame my teammates, I can always blame my partners, maybe the game was kind of laggy, you can do all of that, but in fighting games, I mean, there's no one to blame. A lot of people will blame the balance, but otherwise there isn't really anyone to blame. It's quite tough on the ego, and they do require a lot of dedication. Even if you make the game easier, still the better player will come out on top. And given that this game is a team-based fighting game, these type of games actually have a tendency where if you are a weaker player and you're playing against someone who's strong, you don't get to play. In games like Marvel or Dragon Ball, I haven't really tried Dragon Ball that much, but at least I can talk about Marvel. If you play Marvel and you're fighting someone who's really strong, you don't get to play. They just will run their offense on you, and there's nothing that you can do. So how will the game fare in that regard? I honestly don't know. I feel like they could have had a bigger chance if they just went for a 1v1 fighting game, but who knows. Now obviously others are concerned that maybe this game will actually get very big and it will cause a lot of the players, especially a lot of the top players, to kind of drop their main games and move over to be Project L players, but who knows, it's hard to anticipate. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think a tag based fighting game is a suitable game for really big competitive esports? Do you think Project L is gonna be the savior of the fighting game community, the one to put us on the map? I will be interested to hear your thoughts. Are you a League of Legends player? Tell me about characters you think I would really like. I would love to hear all of that in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.